So let me tell you guys why most people will not make it in business. Because the reality is most people will never make it. And it's not necessarily because they're stupid or because they don't have talent. It's mostly to do with their habits. Most people are addicted to distractions. They hate to be uncomfortable. It's like they're allergic to discomfort. And most importantly, they are obsessed with shortcuts. Now look, we all went to school. I went to high school. I actually went to university. Back then, all I cared about was shortcuts. All I cared about was how could I finesse a B, an A, without doing homework, without doing anything. And usually it was just finding a girl to do my homework for me. And it worked out well because that's how I met my current girlfriend. So life is good. But in the business world, taking shortcuts does not always equal success. Most people say work smarter, not harder, because they want to basically say work less hours, but work smart hours. No, it's work smarter and work harder. The people that are the most successful, they work 24/7. And they also work smart. And for most people watching, the main reason why you're going to fail is because you want the prize at the end of the game, but you don't want to go through the process to get there. So if you're a sensitive guy, do not watch this video because I'm just going to be calling you out. But if you're someone who wants to be successful and is actually willing to put in the work, then this video will help you. So let me show you exactly why most people fail and how to not be like them. So the first thing is everyone chases speed but not skills, right? Speed kills. Yes, you want to be fast, but there is speed in getting things done, and then there's speed in results. What you guys want is you guys want to get to 6 figures a month in 6 months. But what you won't do is you won't spend 6 weeks mastering a skill. You guys expect to have these results overnight. You guys expect to have these results instantly. And then what happens? You start jumping around. You go from crypto to stocks to AI to drop shipping. And because you guys won't master that skill and you expect the results to come instantly, you guys blame the business. And on a quick note, when someone is investing into a company, they invest in the founder, they don't invest into the idea. And that's because 9 times out of 10, it's not the business, it's not the idea, it's not the business plan, it's the guy behind it that's going to make it successful. And the reason they invest so heavily into the founders is because businesses have up and downs, there's failures. Most businesses, before they pop, they almost go bankrupt. How many times have you heard that story? But what you guys do instead of sticking through it is you start jumping. You go from crypto to AI to content to drop shipping, and you just keep jumping every couple of weeks because you're not seeing the instant results. And then you're wondering why nothing's sticking, why you're working all this time, why you're putting in the effort, but you're not going anywhere. It's because you continue to be a beginner in everything that you do. You need to put in those 10,000 hours. You need to master the skill before you can actually see those results. You guys need to get your reps in, or you guys want to have the viral video, but you don't want to get the reps in to get that viral video. Mr. Beast actually had a good statement when people were asking him for advice on YouTube, and he said, post 100 videos first, then ask me for advice. Because most people will post 3 videos, they don't go viral, and they quit. Skill takes time, and to master that skill, you have to become obsessed with that one skill. Let's say you wanted your skill to be selling clothes. You want to have an online clothing brand. Well, you should be obsessed with marketing that clothing brand. What type of fabrics, how to package it correctly, how to give the customer experience, how to make sure the content behind your brand converts. Every second of every day should be geared towards that one specific thing. You guys see the guys that have successful clothing brands and they're also making money in crypto and they're also making money in real estate, but that's because they have the money, so the money's working for them. 9 times out of 10, they have someone investing their crypto for them. Their focus is 100% on their clothing brand. And if it's not, it's because they have a whole staff that they've trained that's doing it for them anyway. So in a nutshell, you don't need more opportunities. You need to master the ones that you already have. Now let's go to the second reason why most entrepreneurs are going to fail, and that's because they always consume but they never execute. People will binge content all day, podcasts, YouTube videos, reels, books, but they'll never put it into action. You guys are informational hoarders. You know a lot more information than probably most people, but you're still broke. And the reason for that is because information doesn't necessarily change your life, execution does. Now, information plus execution changes your life drastically. I'm sure a lot of you guys know the hater who hates on everyone who's chasing their dreams, and he acts like he knows it all, but really what he's doing is he's staying in his own comfort zone. He's hoping that everyone that he's hating on fails because he's too scared to take that jump. He's too scared to take the risk. So his hate really isn't for all these people that he's hating on. His hate is for himself. He wants to cope with the fact that he is too scared to take action himself. So don't listen to those people and don't let those people get into your head. The most dangerous person in business is not the person who knows the most. It's the person who takes action before they know anything. Because that's really when you learn the most. You learn the most on the job. You learn the most from experience. You don't learn as much from the podcast because you don't go through it. You're hearing other people's stories and you're trying to put yourself in their shoes, but I promise you, going through it and listening to it is 2 different things. And believe it or not, the smartest people usually aren't successful in business. business. And the reason for that is they're always overthinking. They want to be perfect. They're thinking about what can go wrong. Oh, their website's not perfect. Oh, their logo's not perfect. The guy who's dumb just says fuck it and starts. He's not overthinking. He's not thinking of everything can go wrong. He's just trying shit. He's not thinking, oh, what would my friends think? He's like, he doesn't care. He's just doing shit, seeing what works. And to make it simple for you, let's take these two people, right? You have person A and person B. Person A is the guy who does not want to start. He wants everything to be perfect. He's gathering all his information and eventually he'll get started. And person B is the guy who just says, screw it, I'm gonna start now. I'm not prepared, but screw it, I'll just go for it. 6 months later, person A has been working on his perfect website, his perfect copy. He hired someone to build him a logo. He's trying to make sure that nothing can go wrong. He's trying to patch all these things. Person B has been in business now for 6 months. He's learned, he's built a reputation, he's posted content on it, he has a little platform, he's starting to get his first clients. Person B is 6 months more experienced now than person A. Person B has gotten to the market sooner, so he has all those fresh clients. Person B has testimonials. Person B actually has a business, while person A has been spending 6 months working on what he thinks is going to work. Well, if you guys know business, what you think is going to work doesn't always work. Person B has realized that and he's honed in on what is actually working. While person A was watching the course on sales, person B was on the phone doing the sales. Who do you think learned more? Success does not come from knowing more, it comes from doing more. And then you learn when you do things. You make adjustments and then you take your business to the next level. Now the third reason people are going to fail is because they confuse activity with purpose. And this one's pretty self-explanatory, so I don't have to make this too long. But usually there's something that this person does not want to do. Something they're procrastinating. So what do? They work on everything they want to do, but they ignore the stuff they don't want to do. Maybe if you're a marketer, you love to focus on the content, but you hate to focus on the email marketing because it's boring. If you're in sales, you love doing calls with the warm leads, but you hate cold calling because you don't want to deal with the cold leads. Sometimes there are just things in business that nobody wants to do, but you have to do it. And the difference between the people that are successful and the people that aren't successful is the people that are successful, they just do it. They get it done. People that aren't successful, they might still work hard, but they're working on everything else but that thing. All right, you can grind every day, but still fail because you're grinding in the wrong direction. Now, the fourth reason, this is probably the most common and important reason, is people cannot handle silence. The truth is, business can be lonely. There will be weeks in the beginning, some maybe months, when just nothing's hitting, where you're not getting any sales, you're not getting attention to your business, you're not getting validation, and most people cannot take that. So what do? They quit. They jump to something else. All right, camera died, now we're back. So I was listening to Dana White give an interview, and he said something that really stuck with me. He said, you don't have to be the best at what you do, you just have to outlast everyone else. He said, if you have just a remote amount of killer in you, you're gonna run laps around all these fuckers. And that is very true. Because people are addicted to that quick dopamine. People wanna see results instantly. Even if it's not results, they wanna see progress instantly. But guess what? Progress, results, sometimes things don't happen right away. And honestly, most of the time things don't happen right away. It's very rare that people have success, they have progress instantly. But the reality is in business, most of the time you don't get progress, you don't get results right away. You have that silent period. And most people cannot take that, so they quit. Or worse, they pivot again to another business. I've been in that silent building phase many times, and yes, it is depressing, yes, it's lonely. But I say this like in every video, this is where I grew the most, this is where I learned the most. The silence isn't a punishment. It's not like you're in detention, it's like you're in the weight room right now. Right now you're lifting hard, right now you're building, you're pushing yourself. The people who win in business are the most relentless. They stay focused longer than everyone else. They out-discipline, they out-learn, and most importantly, they outlast everyone else. And they pick one thing, they go deep into that one thing, and they obsess with getting results in that one thing. The main message I want to give you guys is to be really successful, it takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes a lot of discipline. All right, motivation, yes, motivation comes and goes. And it's always when you're right about to quit, when you're right about to give up, that you're this close to breakthrough. It's just how the world works. Because truthfully, if you want to be successful, well, 99% of the world is not successful. The top 1% are successful. So you have to be different from the 99% of the world. And if you stay in your shell, if you stay in your comfort zone, if you're not going to do the things that no one else wants to do, then how the hell do you expect to separate yourself? If you're young and you're watching this video, I'm 24 years old. We're all young. We have so much time ahead of us, but it's these young years that are going to shape the rest of our lives. We have the most amount of energy now. Our minds are the sharpest, so we can continue to learn at a rapid pace. If we fail, well, we have the least amount of responsibilities right now. So just take advantage of this time, because you don't want to be the guy who looks back and regrets not taking action sooner.